how to create your reality. You are not in reality. Reality is in you. And that is what we are going to be covering in today's video. So strap yourself in, baby. We're going to take you for a ride, all right? So, like I said, how to create your reality. The first thing to understand is that your reality and where you are right now has been created by what you have done up until this point. From the thoughts that you constantly think that have made an impression on your subconscious while you are awake and also when you're asleep, to the way that you speak and to the way that you see you and the life around you. Oftentimes, our perception is just a projection of our own reflection. Henry Ford said it perfectly. If you think you can, then you will. He who thinks he can't, won't. There is no in-between. There is no gray area, which is why this video is going to take you from where you are to the next level. Now, understand that nothing happens overnight, but it does take a moment to think of what you want to accomplish and change. So what that comes down to is, like I said, you are not in reality. Reality is in you. Every day you paint the picture of what you want to experience. And you may say, I don't want to have bad days. I hate getting up for work on Monday. I hate my job. I hate what I do. But yet you're still choosing to do it. And not only that, a lot of times we defend our actions. We say, well, I have to do this because I need to make this money. I got to do this. I got a roof over my head. I got to take care of kids. We get it. But at some point or another, you weren't always in the position that you are in today. You have worked yourself into this position. So if you have worked your way into it, why can't you work your way out of it? And a big reason why is because the way that we continue to look at life. Hence, reality is not something that you are in. Your reality is within you. Because in the words of Drake, we live in the same building, but we got different views. You know what I'm saying? Some people are trapped in the basement. Other people may be trapped on the second or third floor. And some people may be in the penthouse. But it's all in how you are looking at life as to how life is going to look back at you. Shout out to Neuro Knowledge for that one. What you need to understand, however, is that your mindset and where you may be right now, the way that you may be thinking and speaking and acting, isn't necessarily who you are. It's a set of conditional habits that you have inherited over many weeks, months, and years. And it's very difficult to break habits that have been around for a long time because your frequency you're on right now is going to try to keep you there at all costs. It doesn't want to see you go because it's going to be lonely. It doesn't want to see you improve because once you improve, it's going to think it has no more purpose for existence within you. And that is very true. It doesn't. If anything, the idea of what you don't want is good to continue to push you in those moments and in those days that you just don't want to create that better lifestyle for yourself. You have to be willing to look at life differently than you have in order to get things you have yet to receive. You got to understand that the reason you feel the way you do isn't because life is targeting you out of billions of people. It's because you continue to recreate the same experiences only on different days. So before you know it, it feels like Groundhog Day, the same day over and over and over. And here you are left with maybe one, or if you're lucky, 2 days out of a whole week where you actually feel good. And even in those moments, you find it difficult to do anything because you continue to think of the day you don't want to come, which a lot of times is Monday. How much longer are you going to continue to recreate the same cycles day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, year in and year out, until you realize that, hey, maybe I am the problem. Maybe the way that I'm looking at life isn't helping me, it's hurting me. Self-development is something that everyone should invest into. The best investment you could ever make is not in a company, it's not in a vehicle, it's not in a cell phone, a computer. It's you. You, my friend, are the alpha. You are the omega. You have everything you could ever imagine already within you, just dying to get out. But the way that you continue to execute life every single day is making it impossible for you to make a new impression on this reality that you are currently thinking you're existing in. Because though you may be awake right now, realistically, you feel almost as if you're not. You feel like this couldn't be my life, but it is. So what's saying that you can't create a new life? You can't create a new way. I'm not saying drop everything that you're doing now and just jump ship unless that is what's aligning with you. But I urge you to consider that maybe the reason things continue to happen the way they do is because of you. It's not on anybody else to change your life. That's on you. They have always said beauty is in the eye of the beholder. As within, so without. The internal changes, the intrinsic values that you have in your life are going to create the external world or your extrinsic values. So if you aren't where you want to be yet, understand that maybe you haven't arrived at that place in your mind. You got to feel it in order to reveal it. Being in a feeling state is something that a lot of people don't know about because they're too busy trying to feel their way through a result to get that success. But you have to feel as if you are living that life that you dream of every single day without getting too attached to the reality of getting in your vehicle, going to work, maybe hopping on work calls if you work remotely, or doing any mundane task that you're not looking forward to. Your attitude really does create your latitude in life. And that's why a lot of people are not where they want to be, because they haven't even taken off from the tarmac or the runway yet. Remember this, you do not live to work, you work to live. So while you're here, why not create an enjoyable life surrounded by people that inspire you, surrounded by content that drives, motivates, and enlightens you in a direction you rather be than where you are? And why not take on some new, better habits? Taking care of yourself first and foremost. A lot of people that I noticed that are miserable on a regular basis, they have poor habits. Your habits create your success in life. And unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot of uber successful people because they don't create good habits. I've said it before, being good is just a feeling. Doing great is a set of habits. That is what separates you from where you are to where you want to be. It's a set of habits. And I know that if you're somebody still watching this, there may be a couple of habits that you continue to do on a regular basis that you know deep down you need to get rid of, but you still haven't. I know that taking on a new way of life may be difficult. I understand that trying to do something you've never done or don't have anyone surrounding you that you've seen do it can be very challenging to overcome that thought in reality of, man, I don't know if I can do this. But everything that you are surrounded by right now started as a concept and an idea inside of someone's mind. The chair that you're sitting on, the screen that you're looking at watching this video, the microphone that I'm speaking into, the ring light that is shining on my face, all these things, even houses, were created in the mind before they were created in reality. So when I say that you are not in reality, reality is in you, that is what I mean. Concepts, ideas, visions, feel it to reveal it. Understand that you are where you are because of what you've done, but where you go depends on what you do. So the more present that you can become, the more that you can begin to understand that if you aren't where you want to be, maybe you're not becoming the person you need to be, will help engage you in more self-reflective actions and also creating better habits that will push you to the next level. Because if you aren't already there, are you ever going to be there? It's just something to think about, a different concept, which is why I said you are not in reality. Reality is in you. Take this message, apply some changes into your life, Stay consistent and don't rely on external results to see that what you're doing is working. You have to believe that what you're doing is working, and eventually reality will show you that what you've done has paid off. But you have to be willing to put in the work and the belief for as long as it takes until you achieve everything and more that you desire. You're doing everything that you can, and watching this video is one of the first of many steps to continue to propel you on this beautiful journey of life that you'll never get back. So go and create your reality today with the thoughts that you keep, the feelings you feel, and the words that you speak. You've got this.